treat others the way you want to be treated. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I've lived most of my life by the golden rule, but today I'm going to share with you a very valuable lesson I learned that really changed the way on how I interacted with my intimate relationships and then also my professional relationships. I was a sophomore in college and I was living in a 10 by 10 room with my two best friends. It sounded like a good idea at the time. We were both physically tight and emotionally tight. We had been friends for years. So with both of those things comes discussions, as we call them. Typically when we would have a discussion or a disagreement, there would be two of us and we would go to that third person to get feedback, hear their suggestions, and basically complain. This third person, in my case at this time, was Abby, and I was fighting with Jess. And Abby was in school to be a social worker, so she had some experience. This went on for a couple months, and finally she said, we need to have an impromptu meeting immediately. Sat us both down and said, I think I've simplified the issue here. Jess, you're upset with Rachel because she's all words. She communicates with you that she loves you and just everything's okay. And she doesn't really deliver anything. Rachel, you're upset with Jess because she delivers you flowers when she's upset. And that's how she shows her love and support for you. And in that moment I had an epiphany and I said, Jess, do you want me to give you flowers? You do know I'm allergic to flowers, right? Yes, funny story that I'm allergic to flowers and that's how she was showing love, but there was something very big going on here that opened my eyes. We're not supposed to treat others the way we want to be treated. We should treat them the way they want to be treated. Abby then shared her favorite book with us, The 5 Love Languages, which walks through how people feel loved. So it's Gary Chapman, and it's words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So I feel love and support by words of affirmation. So I was telling Jess, you matter to me, you're awesome, I love you, but she feels love through gifts. And so she was giving me gifts. Unbeknownst to me, I was allergic to flowers, and hence the lack of communication. But over the years, we've read the book. It's 15 years later. We're best of friends still, and now when I go visit her in Colorado, I bring her gifts, and she makes sure to tell me how much she appreciates those gifts. So this was really, really great for my intimate relationships, my friends, my family, my loved ones. But what about professionally? When I started in sales, I would walk into a professor's office selling them something, yet I didn't have much sales experience. I went to my mentor when there was this disconnect because I was saying I was walking into the office and I was treating them how I wanted to be sold to. I'm an entertainer. I love personal relationships. I love hearing about your family and friends. I want to buy from a friend. So I was walking into the office, hey, how's it going? How's your friends? How was your weekend? How was your night? There was a disconnect there. My mentor recommended that I read Navigate, selling to people the way they want to be sold. And it walks through the 4 different ways that people typically want to be sold to. So there's an entertainer, develop that personal relationship, and they really love the social interaction, and then they like to buy from you. But there's also 3 other ones, the fighter, counselor, and detective. So this book walks through how you can not only sell to them, but how instantly you can find out what style they have, what their office looks like, what they're wearing, their mannerisms, their tone of voice. For instance, a fighter is somebody who loves to solve challenges. They're very authoritative. You walk in, they want to get right down to business. Their office is clean, organized, they have awards everywhere. They have a very slow and loud tone of voice. Does this sound like anyone that you know? If you walk in, hey, how's it going? How's your night? How's your wife? How's your kids? They are going to instantly turn you away. So you come in, you get right down to business, ask them or tell them why you're there, and their biggest fear is loss of control. So when you do get to the selling point, you make sure that they know that you will not give up any of the control. It's all still on them. Very, very impactful in my line of work. But there was still a missing piece. What about the reps I work with? I'm not selling to them, and I'm not really in an intimate relationship with them. What do I do there? Well, another mentor recommended the Strengths Finder. How do you lead, motivate, and inspire the way they want to be led, motivated, and inspired? This book walks through personality types and finds out what motivates people, so you can then in turn motivate them. An example of this would be one of our reps, Thomas. He was really struggling by not delegating tasks to our service department. We powwowed with his manager, and we knew that his Strengths Finder evaluation, because everyone has to do this, is that he's motivated by challenges. We then laid out a challenge that this 1 week, whoever goes to this department the most wins. Not only did he have the highest stats of our district and win our district, he had the highest stats in the entire country that week. Really important, once again, need to lead, motivate, inspire the way they